What is up, guys? This is your boy Superior Simmer, and today I have more information regarding The Sims 4. If you guys like news, updates, and discussions, please hit the sub button. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Also, remember to hit that notification bell and set it to personalized so you don't miss a video. I also do have an affiliate link with Instant Gaming to bring you guys cheaper Sims packs. If you guys are planning on buying the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack, you will get it at a 28% discount. Definitely wait for reviews before you buy it because you don't know what you're going to get with this. And again, there are so many different expansions that are under $20. I think it's justified for the price. Okay, so today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to go over all the features coming in the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Everything that we know so far that is confirmed. I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get into it. Now, looking at the trailer on Twitter and the blog post, there's so much information. And apparently that's not everything that's being covered. So again, on the surface, this pack seems to have a lot of content. And of course, guys, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this pack. Is this something that you're excited for? Do you still need more information on it? Or you're straight up just not buying this because this is just not your type of content? Let me know. Now, reading the blog post, news article, whatever, it says journey into the great unknown with the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Explore the beyond and reap the benefits of life well lived. It says every ending means a new beginning, which begs the question, what awaits Sims in the beyond? It said this All Hallows Eve, we invite you to uncover the secret to a fuller Sim life and explore what lies beyond the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Venture into the haunting realm of Ravenwood, where there are 3 distinct neighborhoods await exploration, each with its own connection to the shadowy passage between life and what's next. It says your Sims will have a chance to craft a bucket list, resolve lingering unfinished business in the afterlife, wield new ghostly powers to unleash mayhem, kindness, or something in between, and even undergo a rebirth. Moving on, it says new haunts and netherworldly neighbors. I might have pronounced that wrong. It says allow us to welcome you to Ravenwood, where the veil between life and death is especially thin. Here you'll find 3 unique neighborhoods where your Sim walks shoulder to shoulder with ghost Sims who have unfinished business. It says begin your Sim's journey in Crow's Crossing, an airy village rumored to be frequented by ghosts and regular hauntings. It says venture down the cobbled roads where you might discover local grave makers, meet the mysterious merchant peddling an assortment of Cheerios and collectibles. I'm sorry, I didn't know what to say, so I said Cheerios. Is it Curios? Carriers? I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Or happen upon the try before you die casket sale. Sims seeking solace can visit the town cemetery, dappled with headstones and graves to pay respects to the Sims who once walked these roads and may still be doing so, or disappear into a crypt to share a special moment with a lover or tell ghost stories. With the Ravenwood Family Day or Crow's Crossing celebration of life festivals, haunted houses, and ghostly guarding wishing wells, there's plenty to explore. Okay, so right off the bat, the one thing that I noticed in the trailer with the new world Ravenwood is it's very similar to Heford on Bagels. Also, shout out to the Superior member on stream because they also said that this world is very similar to Windenburg. It does kind of have that like aesthetic. Me personally, I feel like this world doesn't really stand out, and I feel like that's been kind of like a common theme with some of the worlds in the EPs. Lovestruck felt very similar to Samai Shino from City Living. Someone said in the stream too that the world was like 2 hours away from Samai Shino, which is funny because it does look like that. So again, it's a little bit disappointing to see we have another world that's kind of like a copycat. Apparently this is supposed to be based off Romania. Again, I have no idea what Romania looks like, but I guess that's the vibe they were going for and that's why it looks like this. But yeah, I feel like they could have done better. Now, the one thing that I am excited for is the fact that ghosts are getting like an overhaul. They now have ghost powers. Now, one could argue that the ghost power should have been base game. I'm not saying that it should have been. My only thing that I don't like is the fact that I was expecting a new occult, like just all together. I wouldn't have cared if the ghost powers came in this pack, but I would have liked to seen a new occult type with the ghost powers. I know some people are going to disagree with me on that. I'm not saying like, oh, this should have been base game. Again, I wouldn't have cared if they just added a second occult to this, like zombies or something. But yeah, I feel like if we had zombies and then the ghost powers like together, I feel like that would have been like, okay, cool. Just the ghost powers on its own is kind of weird. I'm gonna be honest. And now it is confirmed that we are getting funerals as well, and you can go to like grave sites and visit and, you know, pay your respects, which is really nice. A lot of people are very skeptical that the funerals is going to be another My Wedding Stories disaster. So a lot of people are on edge like, yo, like I don't want to buy this pack and nothing functions and it's just another broken pack. Now it says for a slower pace, Sims can stroll through the rolling hills and idyllic countryside of Whispering Glen. Steep in the ruins and rumors, is a paradise for collectors and historians alike. Explore the local crypt, investigate the Tarot Tome shrine at the base of the ruins, garden in the shared community plots, or gather collectibles. Whatever you do, stay until moonrise. Each night, Whispering Glen hosts the local moon reveille, I don't even know, festival, where Sims can swim under the moonlight, share stories at a bonfire, and dance. Things get a little wild during the full moon, where clothing is entirely optional. There's something otherly wordy about the morning veil. Maybe it's the way the wind howls through the most draped trees, the airy clang from the bell tower. I'm sorry, guys. I don't talk like this. The Sims always makes me say these things I just don't say. It's something I need to get used to. Where was I? God damn it. From the bell tower at odds hour or the sentiment plants, no matter the reason, many ghosts choose to call this place home. The Green River has even been known to wander through now and then. Here, Sims can take a dip in the Bayful Bog to have an out-of-body experience, or transition into Rebirth, partake in local customs at the Thin Festvale, or make peace with their mortality at the Afterlife Anonymous meetup. Whatever happens, a trip to this neighborhood is sure to send a shiver down the spine. But yeah, one thing I did see is like when they do go into that pool, they can turn into a ghost, and I guess you can play as a ghost for like a limited time. Like the buff probably has like a 4, 5, 8 hour in-game sim time, and then you like, I guess, revert back to like a human. Now festivals are back with this pack. Now the festivals in The Sims 4, I say very loosely, the name festivals has been kind of confusing because they've mentioned festivals in previous packs. For example, for Rent, I don't know if they said festivals in For Rent, but I'm pretty sure they did. And that wasn't like a true festival, like a festival from like City Living or from like Snowy Escape. It was a watered down bullshit festival that had nothing going on. Now this clearly is a full-fledged festival like the ones that we got in City Living. I have a question for you guys. How do you feel about the festivals in this game? Do you feel like they need to kind of like level up from like the City Living festivals that we always get, or you guys are fine and happy with the festivals that we have now? Now when they mentioned the whole like moonlight, share stories at the bonfire and dance, immediately I'm thinking Get Together. Like literally, if you watch the trailer, it kind of has the same exact vibe as Get Together. Like I don't understand how like in 2024 that's still something they're advertising. Like we've been doing that for almost a damn near decade. Like let's switch it up. But yeah, I found that kind of like, again, very similar to the Get Together. I'm not gonna hold you. Now they do talk a lot about exploring and investigating all these different things. I know some stuff definitely won't be a rabbit hole, but then when I think about the local crypt, I think obviously that's going to be a rabbit hole. Again, I think the biggest issue with For Rent was the simple fact that I think that EP had the most rabbit holes I've seen in the Sims 4 EP. And again, this is the same people who made City Living, Get Together seasons. Like those are really good packs, and you get a pack like For Rent with a bunch of rabbit hole gameplay for $40. It makes no sense. So I personally feel like the reviews and criticism definitely made them be like, okay, we need to like take a step back with the rabbit holes and actually add stuff for people to go and explore and do. Because one of the biggest gripes people have with the Sims 4 worlds is that there's literally nothing to do in them. And again, this is an expansion pack. If you're gonna give us a new world, give us new activities, give us things to do, not just collecting bullshit here and there. But it shouldn't replace gameplay. Now it says Sims only live once, right? They said there's a lot to do in a Sims lifetime in so little time. Keep track of everything Sims want to do to live their life to their fullest with the soul's journey. And all encompassing, I don't know if I'm saying that right, reward system uniting aspirations and wants. A Sim soul's journey allows them to achieve rewards as they fulfill goals, with the ultimate reward being the ability to rebirth the Sim with a special burning soul trait after their passing. Sims who are reborn after completing their soul's journey can unlock the past childhood development skills, traits, and infant milestones depending on the age they come back as. They might also find special ties to Sims from their past life. And if you complete, I'm assuming, whatever aspiration, not just like a specific one, you get the burning soul trait. And if they have that and they die, your Sims can be reborn with the skills and traits depending on the age they come back as. So you can have a Sim come back as an infant, I'm assuming, or maybe like a kid or a teenager, and maybe even a young adult or adult, which would be really cool. But yeah, I think overall the rebirth system is a really cool thing, because I feel like a lot of people who have like LPs or storylines going on, including myself, like you don't want those Sims to die. Just I feel like even playing as an elder as well, there's really no incentive to it, because I feel like elder gameplay isn't as fun as like the other ages. And again, your Sim doesn't have to be an elder to die for all this to happen, but I think playing your Sims throughout their whole entire life, having them die at like old age and then pick what age they come back as, so maybe like an infant, a toddler, a kid, whatever, and then having those traits and skills is such a cool concept to me. I think obviously with the theme being death, it obviously is a very uncomfortable topic, And I like the way that they tackled it with the whole Rebirth stuff. This is something that has never been done before in a Sims game. And again, I feel like that gives that extra layer of fun and just like incentive for players to kill off their characters and not reload a save or just never have them die. You know what I mean? It makes dying in the game fun. And the fact that there's also special ties to Sims from their past life. So like imagine your Sim has like a connection with like a lover, and your Sim comes back as like a young adult and they're still like a young adult, and you can kind of like reconnect that flame. Again, who knows like what they mean by that, but that's how I'm reading it. That would be really cool. And like there's like moodlets and like all this like sentiment stuff connected to that. I think that would be such a cool feature. Like their whole Rebirth thing is just amazing on its own, but the fact that there's special ties to other Sims from that past life is just such a cool concept to me. Yeah, it's really cool. Now, since players can also ensure Sims achieve fulfillment by creating and completing their bucket lists, there are multiple ways for any young adult or older Sim to create a bucket list. If left alone, Sims bucket list will naturally populate over time based on their traits. There are also new interactions on the computer and journal, which allow Sims to write a random goal themselves, write a goal from a category like travel or family, or write a specific goal. Completing a bucket list has powerful rewards, including the ability to experience rebirth. As a ghost, Sims may also continue their soul's journey to complete their unfinished business, which if completed will result in an even more powerful form or rebirth with that burning soul trait. For some Sims, leaving life behind is hard to do with the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Players can let their Sims linger on as playable household members where they can wreak havoc on the living or lend a helping hand. Ghost Sims who build special connections with each other can also pair up for a special spectral woohoo inside objects of all shapes and sizes. That's kind of freaky, I'm not gonna hold you. Like imagine like woohooing in like a couch or like a TV. If that's what they're trying to say, that's crazy. As Sims adjust to their playable Ghost Sims form, they can customize their looks and cast, build ghost powers, and even earn fear or goodwill essence from their interactions with the living to make simoleons. Yes, there's still room to grow in the afterlife. They're very interesting that there's even a more powerful form or rebirth with the burning soul trait. Like, I really don't know what that means. Maybe like you unlock more skills and traits. Like, I don't think they're gonna make it so if you are reborn that you get every single skill and trait. I feel like it's when you beat a game, you get like new game plus. Not all new game plus modes like make you do that, but I feel like it's gonna be like you have to choose certain skills and traits. But maybe if you complete the bucket list, you have more options to pick from. Again, this is just me speculating, but I like the fact that they're giving you an incentive to like complete the bucket list. I remember we were talking about this on stream and I was saying how I felt like the bucket list was very similar to like the midlife crisis stuff, and it's also very similar to the New Year's resolution. I feel like a lot of people don't know this, maybe you guys do, but for like the Gen Z kids, if you have seasons and you do like a New Year's celebration bash or whatever, you can click the TV and create a New Year's resolution. So like your Sim wants to have a girlfriend or lose weight or like level up in a skill or something. So to me, it's a little bit similar to that, but I do like the fact that like the bucket list is based off your Sims's traits. So I feel like that will kind of push the player to like do things based on that Sims's like personality. Like if your Sim is like outgoing and active, they probably want to go like on vacation more. So it kind of like forces the player to be like, okay, let me like actually play the Sim how they're intended to be played because of their personality, because of their traits, which I think is cool. So I don't want to like completely write off the bucket list, but it doesn't sound too like hype for me. But again, like I like how it ties into the whole rebirth stuff. Now it says Grimm's the boss. It says Sims looking for a new line of work can dabble in the death with 2 new careers, the Reaper profession and the Undertaker career. So you could be a wrestler, you can be the Undertaker. That's sick. Okay, all right, let me stop. In the Reaper profession, Sims with an affinity for the afterlife can become Grim Turns and work their way up to Reaper as they make a career out of facilitating the next phase of life for Sims. Work with the Grim at the Netherworld department of NWDD and even head off into the field. Sims in this profession can experience Reaper training with all-around good guy training dummy Kenny, maintain Grim Turn Sim size, practice reaping souls on practice dummies, and determine causes of deaths and reap souls. At higher level, Sims in this career can even determine which souls they'll reap and which they'll return to life. Once retrieved, souls can be placed in the Netherworld portal to meet the soul quota. Grim Turns who meet the soul quota are eligible to become Employee of the Month. The Undertaker career is a classic career in which Sims will serve both in the living and the dead. From grave digging to embalming, Sims who pursue a career in the funeral industry ensure all Sims can move on in peace. Specializing in this before afterlife care prepares Sims for difficult moments like discussing end-of-life services or contemplating existence. 6 feet in, they'll be rewarded with a plague mask, a Murphy membrane bust, or a corpus commendation plaque to honor their achievement. It has 2 branches that the Sims can go down, either mortician or funeral director. So technically speaking, in a way, we're getting 3 careers instead of 2, because again, they branch off with the Undertaker career. But yeah, it seems that the Grim Reaper career is an active career, while the other one obviously is just it's a rabbit hole basically. But yeah, I think this is super cool that you can basically work your way up to becoming the Grim Reaper. That's like insane to me. And again, I've said this in stream. Shout out to you guys who came to the stream. I feel like this pack, again, I want to say my thoughts and opinions to the end, but I can say right now that this is obviously something that's original. And I feel like definitely that's where the Sims 4 strengths are, is when they do original pack ideas and not like trying to copy other ideas from like previous games. Again, I'm not saying they can't copy their own game, but I feel like they don't really make their own spin on it. It's just watered down stuff. Versus when they do original packs, like for example, Get Together. I thought Get Together was a really good pack. Like Get Together, in my opinion, is the only pack till this day that still has the best cross pack compatibility, because it always updates the activities so that your Sims can like do them together. So whenever you get any new activities in any pack, it updates. And again, I just wish more packs were like Get Together. But yeah, the fact that we're getting 2 new jobs with level 10 careers, it's been a while since we had an EP with 2 new jobs. Now, lastly, it says honoring the dearly departed. Mortality in the afterlife can now impact the way Sims interact with the world around them to help create unexpected and exciting stories. Experience the Ghost Historian aspiration, unlock horror novels, and receive the Ghost Whisperer reward trait. Try out any of the 3 new traits: Macabre, Chased by Death, and Skeptic. I already know I butchered that. Delve into the Thanatology skill, or experience Life and Death's new death type, Death by Murder of Crows. There's a lifetime of stories to tell. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. To prepare for the departure from the realm of the living, Sims can create a will in the Town Hall Crow's Crossing via the computer or at the Family Day Festival. Through wills, Sims can assign heirlooms to specific individuals, leave personal notes, set emotional reactions for loved ones reading the will, specify how they want their remains to be handled, make funeral planning requests, and designate other Sims to care for their pets or children. That is insane. That's insane, bro. This is crazy. I can tell you right now that dying in The Sims 4, believe it or not, is probably going to be like the best out of all the Sims games, because that right there is game changing, bro. That's insane. If the entire household passes away, Sims can choose to donate their simoleons to charity or another household. Wills can be updated at any point in a Sims lifetime. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I apologize to the people during the live stream, because I wanted to look at the blog post, but I was like, oh, I need to go make a video. So I'm kind of glad I didn't, but at the same time, like, it would have been cool to have read all this, because we were like speculating and I never like clicked the blog post. Again, like, I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I can make a whole video on this. But yeah, no, this is pretty crazy. Losing someone is never easy, even for the Sims. The Sims 4 Life and Dexter pack now allows Sims to experience 4 grief types: denial, holding it together, anger, and blues. The grief type of Sim reviews is based off their traits, and if applicable, I don't even know, their relationship. Grief will have its own set of behaviors for Sims to navigate, and normally takes hold after the mourning period has ended. Not just death causes grief. Tough situations such as the loss of a family member or a close friend, divorce, getting fired from a career, or the loss of a pet if you have the Horse Ranch or Cats and Dogs expansions. Bro, Horse Ranch. Sims experience grief and can reach out to help from other Sims for comfort. They can also attend grief counseling. Sims can console about death to other Sims, or cope positivity with grief by doing creative or productive activities while in the grieving process. When at a funeral, Sims can offer awkward sympathies or offer a sympathetic joke. That's wow. Okay. Once Sims passes away, funeral events can be planned and held. When planning a funeral, players can choose which Sims attend, who the deceased is, select the dress code and color for guests to arrive in, pick from a variety of 14 different activities, and determine the location and time. So again, this is obviously someone who's very ignorant, because I'm very fortunate to have not anyone in my family, at least close to me, like pass away. So my question is, if multiple Sims pass away, can you hold a funeral for more than one deceased Sim, or is it just one specific Sim, because the game might get confused? And again, I don't know if that's something people do, or maybe they want to do something separate, so like, you know, they can pay their respects individually. Again, like, if they do die around the same time frame, can you do like multiple Sims instead of doing one funeral after another? Because I feel like obviously that would be a lot of money, and I feel like just like obviously like mentally that would be like too much. If that's a stupid question, my bad, but I'm just curious if that's something that is possible in this game. Examples of some activities including giving a lighthearted eulogy, lighting candles, planting something, or serving food. Each funeral is unique, and sometimes ghost sims may even appear at their own funeral. That's crazy. Like, that is wild. Like, wow. I mean, it's Sims, right? But that's wow. Sims can also honor the daily departed by setting up a memorial displays with a portrait of the deceased, selecting which urn or tombstone they want, decorating a gravesite, or by interring their urns in crypts. Okay, so that's something similar to like the Sims 3. I'm not gonna lie, the Sims 3 gameplay when it comes to the crypt stuff is so like just like foggy to me, so someone else is gonna have to describe all that. But I know that like you could like go into like a crypt and like I think find like people's souls and stuff. I have to search it up. Probably leave like a text under what I'm saying. Now this portrait that they're talking about, I've seen people say that like they know this portrait because of a mod. I remember this portrait being like an official thing in the Sims 4 game, because I think when the Sims Mobile had launched, it was like some type of event where if you played the Sims Mobile game and like linked to your, I guess, Sims 4 account, I don't know how they did it, you would get the portrait in the Sims 4 game. But that was like a limited time thing, and then they took it away. And I'm assuming that became like a mod that people like restored or something as content. I don't know how it works, but people have been using this as a mod, which I didn't know you could even do. Yeah, I remember I was trying to like do all that stuff and I never got it. And you had like a special icon that showed like the portrait through Sims Mobile, which was really cool. Like how it shows like all your packs. So that's how I know about this portrait thing. But I feel like a lot of people don't remember that because like it was a long time ago. But yeah, and it says if you purchase the pack from October through December 12th, so that's a pretty long time period. You get the pre-order bonus items, the lasting legacy family portrait, the listen to the haunting lullaby, and the mortal melodies music box. I've seen a few people in the stream saying they like the melodies box. I do like the portrait. I'm not gonna lie, it looks really nice. I like how it looks. Again, you can get this as a mod for free. You really don't need to, I mean, you don't need the pre-order stuff just in general, but yeah, they're giving you a pretty long time to get all this stuff, so I feel like everyone's gonna have this like in game. Now on Twitter, shout out to Lunar, there's even more information on the pack from the EA app, which is insane because like the blog post itself was so long, but there's still even more stuff, and this is just giving more detail on what we just previously read. Again, my thoughts and opinions will be saved at the end of this video. But yeah, this is a lot, guys. This is a lot, so just letting you know. Now reading this, it says choose your life's goals. It says young adult Sims and older have a bucket list with fill up with goals. Some items you may choose and some will appear for you to accept or reject. Possible bucket list items include declaring a crafted masterpiece your life's work, spending 24 in-game hours in a specific world, and more. Completing bucket list items in life will unlock interactions, the burning soul trait, the ability to be reborn, and more. It says complete your unfinished business. If a sim dies with incomplete items on their bucket list and becomes a ghost, those items will become their unfinished business. Completing the items will then unlock the options to either move on or be reborn, though you may also choose to have them remain a ghost. That's very interesting. So you can choose to come back in the living world, you can choose to stay as a ghost, or you can choose to just pass on and you know, just rest for eternity. It says start over. Completing their bucket list or unfinished business will give a sim the ability to be reborn. They will be submerged in Ravenwood's Bayful Bog before you are taken into cast. The reborn sim's age and appearance will be both customizable, and you can also choose which household your reborn sim will join and what the relationships will be. Okay, I'm sorry, hold on. I'm like cheesing, bro. Oh my goodness. Whoa. So you can literally go into cast, customize their appearance and their age. So you can literally reborn your sim as an elder all the way to an infant, obviously excluding little babies because babies can't be like customized in cast. And then you could choose like if they're gonna go back to the same household that they were raised in, or you can choose like a friend's household and their relationship. So you can basically be like your friend's like new brother, or you can be like your uncle's kid. Like that's guys, I don't like, that's insane. Like that's insane. I forgot where I was reading from, but they said, for example, you could insert the reborn sim into the God family with Bella and Mortimer as their parents. That's insane. That's actually insane. Now it says Reapers and Morticians. It says start an active career as a Reaper, a member of Grimm's team, perfect for your sims with a dark sense of adventure. This job will take you to Grimm's office and beyond. Visit the dead and reap souls in person. Stop active hauntings and enjoy the day-to-day tasks like unshoring soul orbs along their journeys and chatting with Grimm, your boss. If you're looking for an equally gloomy but off-screen career, Visit a crypt to start working as a mortician. Embrace the beyond. The ghost historian aspirations for Sims who want to study the departed. Sims with this aspiration will want to explore the crypt, befriend ghosts, and write down their findings. In time, they'll be able to write horror books. That is so... Can we get more of this, please? Like, I would love for my Sims to be able to create like comic books or something as well, like in a future EP. I think the fact that you can create ghost books because you're just out like studying all this stuff and like you're studying, like you're basically writing down your finds, is such a cool concept to me. Like, I know, like, oh my god, I didn't even think I would be hyped for that, but like, again, I'm not like fanboying. I'm not fanboying at all. I'm not like, again, it's still fuck Sims 4. I'm not like, you're not gonna pull me back in. Like, we're broken up, we're done. Like, this was just a one-time thing. But yeah, no, I'm not smiling, I'm not blushing, I'm not doing any of that. So there are also 3 new traits. I'm not even gonna pronounce that. I'm just not. Sims delight in the dark and marvel at the morbid. Chased by death will give the Sims a seize the day attitude and tilt the odds against them in risky situations. Okay, this is interesting. Skeptical Sims do not believe in ghosts even when they encounter them. Wow, I think that's really cool. I feel like each trait is really cool. You have one that kind of like embraces like just like the darkness and stuff. Trait is basically your Sim just gets lucky, I'm assuming, with death. Like, they're supposed to die, but they just don't, I guess. That's like what I'm gathering from that. And skeptical Sims do not believe in ghosts. I wonder if this also is kind of cross compatible with like occults. Like, do they not believe in vampires and werewolves and mermaids if like they see them? Like, they just don't believe in that stuff. I think that would be really cool. It says pet crows and tarot. A pet crow can be a beloved companion. Befriending your crow will make it inclined to bring you gifts. They can even be taught to say Simlish words through mimicry. That's crazy. If you provoke your crow, however, it may become upset and its friends will punish you with a death by murder of crows. I mean, damn, like, that's wild, bro. Okay, that's a thing. There's also a new collectible, tarot cards, which can be found around Ravenwood or purchased and built by. Sims with a full deck can perform readings for themselves and others. Again, though, can you get paid by this? I would love if you could get paid for doing readings for like Sims and stuff. I wish you got a little bit more information on the tarot stuff, just a little bit more, but it is cool that it is a collectible and you can, again, perform readings for not just your Sim self, but for others, which we saw in the trailer. Like, she told the old guy like, hey, you're gonna die, and he got like really scared. So yeah. Now it talks about grieving. It says every Sim grieves differently. Unhappy events like deaths and breakups will have long-term emotional effects on Sims. The 4 types of grief are anger, blues, holding it together, and denial, in which one Sim experiences will depend on their traits as well as what happened and who they lost. Grieving Sims will have new interactions and a variety of ways to cope, including talking to other Sims and counseling. So I'm assuming with the counseling stuff is going to be similar to Love Struck, where they had the couples counseling. So your Sims will like disappear off the lot and then there'll be like these chance cards. I honestly thought the couples counseling was kind of cool. Like, it literally was asking like, why are you here today? What do you want to work on in the relationship? So if it's anything similar to that with like just the regular counseling, I think that would be really cool. And again, this is not just with death. Like, you can experience these types of emotions from losing your job, or again, they said breakups, which is new. We didn't like see that in the blog post. Yo guys, I'm trying to wait till like the end, but bro, there's a lot, man. I've never read so much information for a Sims 4 pack, at least since I've been doing videos. There's a lot to unpack. No pun intended. And again, the fact that your Sims is going through these different emotions, I love to see how that's going to work in gameplay. Again, not just like, oh, my Sim is sad like for 8 hours in game. No, like, fuck that. Let's actually see how this is going to affect them like in game, you know? So again, I'm hoping that this actually does have like long lasting effects, and it actually does make our Sims, you know, like just this messed up, you know? Like, I want to see that. If we're gonna get like depression and all this stuff, let's take it there. It says, remember in your own way. When your Sims lose a loved one, hold a custom event with the rituals you want. Gather in a location of your choosing and express grief in a variety of ways, from toasts to eulogies to a memorial cannon that shoots confetti. Rituals may be somber, but upbeat celebrations of life are possible too. Besides hosting an event, you can commemorate, I can't even say that word, with customizable grave sites and caskets. Choose a look of headstones and urns and add decorations a Sim would have to enjoy their casket. Yeah, I like the fact that there's different options on how you want to pay your respects, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like this depressing thing. If you want to throw like a lit party and start twerking like crazy and celebrate that way the passing of your loved one. You could do that if you want. And again, you can customize the headstones and the urns and the decoration of their casket. Oh, this is so dark talking about this, but at the same time, again, it's really cool. Again, having customization for these things is like, it's going to be everything in this pack, bro. Right wills and pass down heirlooms. It's a Sims age child and up can designate certain items as heirlooms, which can be passed through generations. Possible heirlooms include both craftable items and items available in build mode. Like possible heirlooms include both craftable items and items available in build mode, like quilts and music boxes. Hovering over an heirloom will always show the sim it belonged to. Sims can create wills, which will dictate which other sims will obtain their heirlooms, money, children, and more. Choose the emotional impact you want the willed reading to have. So that's really cool that like from an early age as a kid, you can designate like what is the heirloom and like the meaning behind it, like why that is. And the fact that the will itself, you can choose who gets money, who takes care of the children, and the emotional impact. So I guess you can make it like a sad will or a happy will. Again, the customization is everything in this. I like the fact that this is a very detailed EP. Again, we don't know if it's going to be functional or broken. You can tell that they're really trying to put a lot of detail into this stuff. It says grow your power. Power progression for Ghost has 5 tiers split between good and evil lanes, as well as a 4-tier neutral track in the middle. That's interesting. As you work to become the best or worst ghoul you can be, you unlock powerful abilities. Make sure to watch your stamina gauge. You'll get more see-through when you're low on energy. The ultimate ability of the good track is a benevolent blessing, and the ultimate ability of the evil track is an otherworldly curse. So yeah, we talked about this earlier. They're overhauling ghosts. I like the fact that there's kind of like 2 sides to this. There's an evil side, so you can just be like a dickhead and just be evil to everybody, or you can be good and like help people, or you can be neutral. You know, you can be neutral. I didn't expect the neutral path, but I think that's really cool. Damn, man, there's this a lot, guys. I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions, especially the people who are like done with the Sims. I would love to hear. Like, I know you guys are probably still not gonna buy the pack, but just based off hearing all this stuff, like, are you guys kind of like, damn, like they're actually like trying for once? Again, you're still not gonna buy the pack, I know, but are you guys kind of like shocked? I'm honestly shocked, bro. This is the first time like I've been intrigued by a pack. How will you haunt? You can be very friendly ghosts and help around the house you're haunting, cleaning messes and fixing broken items. Those will earn you goodwill essence. You can also embrace the fiendish fun of scaring living sims to earn fear essence. Both types of essence can be sold for simoleons. Ghosts need money too. Visit the dead. Crypts can hold their urns up to 20 sims, but they are more than just a final resting place. The living can visit to mourn, nap, woohoo, or join the mortician career. Airy adventures are also waiting. Make careful choices. You could find treasure or something less pleasant. Cemeteries are common in sight for grieving rituals. Ghosts often spend time there, and if you encounter the gravekeeper at night, he might share a frightful tale. Cemeteries can be created and placed in any world. So that's really cool that you can basically just create a cemetery, and then again, you can put your family there, go pay respects, whatever. It's not locked just to like the new world, Ravenwood. Now again, it sounds like this crypt area is a rabbit hole. I don't mind that for certain things. I just hope like the other stuff that they're mentioning you can like go to. The last portion of this is landmarks, so I think that's what they're going to be talking about. So again, 1 or 2 rabbit holes is fine, but you know, I want to be able to explore the actual world and see things and collect things for myself. I don't want just like a chance card to pop up saying, oh, this happened, that happened. Like that's not really fun. Just people, places, and poltergeists. I can't even say that. No trip to Ravenwood will be complete without a trip to the Bayful Bog, a large river of supernatural powers. Sims can go here for an out-of-body experience. Ghost Sims or Sims who are close to death can visit the Bayful Bog to be reborn. If they completed their bucket list or / unfinished business, you can also visit Alice's dead tree to get a quest from the Ghost Mother, adventure in the haunted house, meet Grim in the Grim Garden ruins, encounter the frightening Edith in the village, and more. Guys, there's a lot. Like, I don't even know how to unpack what I just read. There's so many like characters that they're just talked about. The Ghost Mother, the frightening Edith in the village. There's like that wishing well that they mentioned in the blog. They said adventure in the haunted house as well. I'm assuming that might be like an actual thing. It could be another rabbit hole. But bro, like there's so much. It is pretty much it. We just unpacked a lot. This video is pushing almost like an hour and 30 minutes. But yeah, my final thoughts. Again, I think the whole Rebirth stuff is kind of like a really nice thing, because let's be honest, like this pack obviously is going to hit home for a lot of people, because again, people have obviously lost like loved ones in real life. So this is a very touchy subject. I respect how they're handling this type of topic, like this theme. I think the Rebirth stuff was like a really nice touch. Like, hey, even though there's like an end, there's always like a beginning. Again, I believe in Rebirth, so like I really like how they handled the whole death stuff with this pack. But again, I've been fortunate, I haven't lost anyone close to me, but I know like for other people it might strike a nerve, which I understand, and I hope other people can respect that, because I know some people are like, oh, just don't play the pack. Like, it's like, bro, it's still Sims, they still want to play, but obviously the death concept is a lot. So I like how they're handling it, so I like my respects to them for that. I think it's very smart as well. Like, again, this is obviously an occult pack, but they're also trying to cater to the realistic players, because again, there are people in the Sims community who don't care for the occult stuff. They want just like mostly realistic gameplay. But again, what makes the Sims is the fact that there is that fantasy side to it. A lot of players, you know, strictly just play Sims for that, or people want to be able to kind of jump to that from time to time. So I feel like we can't ignore the occult players, because they made this game too. It wasn't just the regular players or the straight white girls who made this game. Like, the occult players also contribute to that. So I really like how they're, you know, trying to like let occult players eat. But again, it's a very smart move, like how they're handling the realistic player side, because literally there's something for everyone who gets this pack, which I think is really cool. And again, it's really smart. Now, I think it's very obvious given the news that we're not getting a Sims 5. You have other life simulation games like Inzoi and Paralives coming out. I think this is them trying to say like, we are stepping up our game. And this is why I kept saying throughout all my other videos that having competition is a good thing, because of this. Like, there's just so much to unpack from this, bro. And the fact that there's still even more information that we don't know is insane. There's just a lot going on. Yeah, I think this is them trying to say like, we're trying to step up our game here. And again, and this is not me trying to be like, oh, like they're finally like giving us what we want. Like, we don't like, I still feel like this pack is going to be a broken mess. I feel like there's going to be a lot of things maybe that like are advertised are probably going to be a letdown. That's just me being realistic. I'm not gonna sit here and hype up everything, but I will like respect the fact that they are trying. Like, they are trying. And this is like what people want. We just want a good expansion pack that's worth the money. So I don't know if it will be, but from what I've seen so far, I'm very intrigued to see how this is gonna play out, like how this is gonna work. There's a lot here, man. There's a lot here, and I'm very excited to see like what this pack has to offer. This is by far the most I've ever been hyped for a pack. And this is a pack that I don't even really care for. Like, I don't mind this pack, but it's not something I was like, oh, like this is on my bucket list. But like, I've been wanting funerals though. So but yeah, of course, guys, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on all this. If you guys made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. This has been your boy Superior Simmer. Stay cool, stay awesome, stay simming, and have a good day.